Hey, welcome to our new show, guys. In fact, it's a great day today, isn't it, Robbie boy?
It's an amazing day.
And like what we typically do, where are we at today, Robbie boy?
We're in the magical forest where the SFCN Unicorn Transportation Van resides.
Really?
No.
Oh, so what do you think our topic is?
Well, you made me wear one of your shirts, which I doubt you can fit into anymore. And I got this fuzzy bear. So I know one thing, you have issues.
Ooh. So you put Utah Jazz together.
And Fuzzy Bear.
And Fuzzy Bear, and what do we got?
Smarter than the average bear?
Ooh, even better than that.
No, it can't be.
We're going to have one of our probably most famous guests we've had. This is our 98th show.
Okay.
Our most famous guest today.
We've had some goodies.
We've got the man that played the Utah JazzBear.
The award-winning?
Oh, award-winning? Oh, you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. Oh, he's one of the best.
How you liking us now, studio chat?
That's right. Okay, guys. So it's all about the former JazzBear. We're going to go in his business here now and meet him. He is a great guy, and you'll grow to love him as well. Okay, guys, we're inside now, and I told you outside that we're going to go in and meet our guest. And our guest today is Mr. John Absey. Welcome to our show, man.
No, welcome here. I appreciate you
We're
guys.
glad to have you. And my first question is, I've been thinking, when I was a kid, I wanted to grow up and be a professional baseball player.
Mm-hmm.
No kidding.
When you were a kid, did you want to grow up to be a professional mascot?
No, I didn't even realize mascotting was a career. So I honestly wanted to be a stuntman. That's what I wanted to be. I ended up in the military, and then I started doing some CBA, which was the Continental Basketball Association. Remember that before the G League and stuff?
Oh, yeah.
So I was doing that, and then I met the Phoenix Gorilla and realized it was a real job. So.
Wow.
So I was actually going to school to be an attorney, and then that didn't work out.
That's a nice segue.
Wait, you meet the Phoenix Gorilla, and you say, man, I want to be in that hot suit like that guy?
No, first, the hot suit wasn't part of it. It was just that fact that I really enjoyed entertaining. You know what I mean?
Oh.
It's like you going out and fishing. You never realized how much you liked it until you tried it. And then I tried mascotting, and I really enjoyed the entertainment side of it.
Oh.
And then met the gorilla, and he was the first guy that actually did it as a career.
Oh.
So,
wow.
So then
That was your inspiration?
That was my inspiration. That was how I realized that I could step into this and actually raise a family doing it. So
I'm curious now. That said, oh, you want to be a mascot? Is that a real job, even though you knew it was a real job? Did you have some pushback?
All the time, yeah. Everybody was just like, my dad wanted me to come home and, kind of work out, because I was a farm boy up in Minnesota, and he wanted me to work around the farm and get a good construction job. So, which I'm glad I did not do.
You're in this suit. We can't see what's going on in there. Do you have like a little table and peanut butter and jelly sandwich? You got a little beer there. What do you do? What's going on inside that suit? People want to know.
The beer was after. The beer's after.
What's happening in that suit?
No, it's kind of funny.
Chips and salsa?
Oh man, you don't want chips and salsa.
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
You never eat Mexican. That's the key right there. If you're a mascot, you never do Mexican food.
Wow. I can see why.
Getting that suit off in a hurry might be a problem, you know what I'm
It
saying?
really is. No, trust me. Yeah, Rob, a lot of mascots have been there. I'm telling you that right now.
Wow.
So, but no, it was actually, you get used to it. You know, I know that a lot of people, if they ever put it on to just see what it was like, they did freak out about the heat. But your body acclimates, just like anything.
There's weight. I'm sure they're pretty low. We tried what was it, the bomb suit or whatever?
Yeah.
You could barely. I mean, but I'm sure those suits are pretty substantial in weight as well.
Not even close to a bomb suit.
Oh, okay.
But my suit, when I threw it on a scale, was about 35 pounds.
35 pounds.
35
See, I actually knew nothing about mask. They taught me most of it on the drive up here.
Yeah.
I'm naive that way. And first of all, hats to you. You've won pretty much all the biggest awards there are. Apparently, you were the mascot.
No, you know, I wish I could say, you know, I mean, not wish, but I mean, it's nice to be able to say that it wasn't all me. You know what I mean? It took a village to create this character. I had really good management. They allowed me, because there's a difference in management, you know, and I know you guys all know this, you can go to a business and you can be micromanaged and they try to drive the bus, but it's like, why did you hire me if you're just going to micromanage me?
Gotcha.
So my first manager was Grant Harrison, and he allowed me, like he told me when I walked in, he was just like, listen, you're the mascot, I'm not. He goes, so I'm going to give you enough room to hang yourself, so don't go hang yourself. And
What a great speech.
Yeah, I know, it was. And so they really let me do what I wanted, because I was able to earn that trust, because, how to explain it? Like, I didn't take advantage of it. Just like Jerry Sloan, God bless his soul. You know, he, back in the day, I was one of the few guys that they allowed in the locker room. I'd be able to go in and get ice and therapy and massage and hang out in the locker room like a player. And Jerry allowed me to do that because I didn't take advantage of the situation. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And that's why I never asked players for autographs. I hardly have any Jazz stuff. It was just, that was my job. And I had to get over the whole fandom, you know, like, little groupie thing with all the players. So
we had the same problem at SFCN. They treat us like world. They give us a ride here.
Dude, that's awesome. It works.
And they give us the water.
And I had to ask,
is it a ride or Uber? They're like, yeah, we'll call you an Uber.
We didn't have you share the water this time.
so good to us. So good to us, truly.
And it was actually just a little droplet. Open up.
Now, in all honesty, I'm from Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Laker games, they have the Laker girls. I didn't even know they have a mascot because they have the Laker girls. Ooh. Okay, I've been to one Jazz game.
Well, actually, the Lakers don't have a mascot.
I didn't know. I know they had the Laker girls. I know that though.
I didn't know that.
So, I've been to one Jazz game. Thank you, Scott Ringer, MVP Sports, for taking me. You guys do physical things.
Yeah, you know, I mean, like as a mascot?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, as a mascot is like, there's three different types. You have your larger mascots, that like the Philly Fanatic,
right,
that are very comedy slapstick orientated, and then you have your sleek, smaller mascots that are super athletic, and they dunk and stuff like that and tumble.
Like
and then there's
Benny the Bull.
Yeah, actually, I was thinking more like Turbo from Houston.
Okay.
Do you remember him? So he had the Lycra outfit. Out in Golden State, Siddiqui Fuller was his name, and God bless his soul too. But he was Thunder, and he had another costume just
That's
like
right.
Turbo. And they were by far the most talented, amazing individuals when it came to the athletic scale, and as just human beings. But then there's that middle group where Benny the Bull fit in, and the Gorilla and all that stuff, where
Right.
you were funny and athletic. You know,
Funny
you
and
put
athletic.
it together.
When someone's watching a sporting event on TV, there's millions of people watching, and they're watching the team. If the team does bad, did you see the Lakers last night or the Dodgers or whatever it may be? But in your case, everybody's...
You're pointing that gun at me.
It's your gun. You have no idea the toys.
I mean, he's just like...
The toys he has out
like
there.
Al Pacino in the movie, like
I just
There you go.
put that puppy away right now. Right? All right.
No, you can use it. 'Cause I
So,
know a prop thing is fun to have in your hand. I like it.
So, but during the game, all the eyes during your section, everybody's not looking at the team. They're all looking at you. For that 2 minutes or whatever your thing is,
Yep.
a minute and a half, whatever it is, each time, everybody, including the kids, and you think about it, during a sporting event, kids aren't really paying it. Everybody is focused 100% on you.
Yep.
How is that?
Overwhelming. But just like anything, though, is like my first time out onto the court. I remember we came down on a rope and I hit the floor, and I remember looking around, and it was just like, I mean, I've never worked a crowd that big, and everybody's cheering because they just introduced the character, and it was overwhelming. And if you watch the video, I'm just like freaking out. I run and I slammed into one of the cameramen, and I was like, oh my God. And I got off the floor, and I went in the back, and I was just like tweaking on the whole. No, that's what I mean. I was just like, holy cow, that was overstim. But then eventually, like, what I think is fun to where I was able to get with the character is I shut all of it off. Like, I could run out on the court and there's 20,000 people looking at me, but it only felt like me and whoever was on the court. Right. I didn't even realize they were. It's just like anything. You just kind of train yourself to focus on what you need. And when I would do a stunt, the same thing is, you know, they always say when players get in that zone, the basketball hoops, you know, this big. And it was the same. I would get out there, and I could tell when I zoned because I could hear myself breathing, and all of a sudden the crowd would die out, and I could get up into a handstand, and everything else was drowned out. Like, I didn't even realize it was going on. It's pretty awesome when it happens and when you know it's happening. Because I remember one time I was on the stairs, I was getting ready to go down on the bike. And like you said, we got 2 minutes and it takes a while to set stuff up.
Do you hear that? Stairs, bike.
No, but so I'm sitting there and my assistant's down at the bottom, Luke Larson, who was amazing. And we have a jump that we would go off at the bottom, and he's looking at me and he's tapping his hand like, we got to get going. And I'm like, I haven't focused yet. I was like, and I'm waiting and I'm like, I don't know what to do because it's hard to explain. Like, I was sitting there and I was getting distracted with this person and that person, and it was hard because I knew that I need to focus on the stairs. And I swear to you guys, all of a sudden it just went, and it just hit, and I pulled my foot off the seat and just went down, and it was like, it's just this tunnel vision. I went off, hit the ramp, landed, and then whoosh, and it all comes back. It's the most amazing thing ever. It's hard to explain, but it's amazing.
Okay, Trav, I believe we're going to go to our first break, John. And what does the JazzBear like for a treat?
Pizza.
Pizza.
I mean, if we're going to be honest, I don't want to play the role and be like, oh, salmon. You know, it's like, nope, I like pizza.
Pizza. All right, guys, we'll go to our first break and we'll be back in a moment.
So I'm going to love you, Goose.
Welcome back, Goose in the Wild fans. And I'm just going to ask John.
Rob, you're already dismounting there.
Well, because I got mics and stuff and look at all Darth Vader lights.
What do we use this little contraption for?
We don't talk about that.
It's just like anything. It's like it measures the circumference so that if I build this one and I tighten it down, I can go over and I can make sure that this one is the same size.
Okay, so I'm just thinking with Rob's head.
With Rob's head, yeah.
They say the bigger the skull, the smarter the dude is.
The smaller the feet.
Well, what do you think here?
My brain hurts.
He's smart. I'm just saying, I'm not going to say anything. I was like, yeah, sure.
Because I'm wearing Braveheart.
He's got a sword, so I don't want to say anything too bad.
Okay, my next question is, when did mascotting go from the guy that was in the band,
the dorky guy, the guy that didn't get chicks, to the major award-winning
entertainment?
I love
buff
Rob.
guy.
The guy that didn't get chicks.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Mascots never get chicks.
Back in the day, now they're award-winning acrobatic superstars. But back in the day, they were like the guys in that played the flute. They just
Well, if you look at mascoting's been around for hundreds of years, believe it or not, and it started out with animals, the bulldog and the horse, and some of the colleges still have it, they'll walk out with a horse or the dog, like, the bulldogs.
Yeah, and Colorado's got the buffalo.
Yep. And so that's where it all started and originated from. And then it slowly started to work its way into sports where the San Diego chicken type character, kind of came into, evolved. And then, I was going to say, he's right there.
Right here.
San Diego chicken.
Right here, Trav.
The famous chicken. He was, so he was really the one that started it way back in the 60s.
Yeah, baby.
Oh
And
my
then-
goodness.
Then it turned into like the gorilla was one of the first guys to bring the athleticism into mascotting. And then from there it rolled, and then the peak of mascotting was in the 90s. NBAE was the entertainment side of basketball, but then the entertainment side, I think, in my heart, started kind of overshadowing the basketball side. So they got rid of NBAE. The mascots were also taking the attention away from the game because we had so many good guys in the league.
Okay.
And then they started.
Wait a minute, stop right there.
Yes, sir.
You said guys.
And a couple women.
So there's a
Are
big
there any women mascots?
There really is, yes.
Oh.
Seriously?
There are.
Well,
And
you
they're
can't tell
amazing.
they've got a costume on. You can't, you know,
Because they're just as
it's a goat. You can't tell what's underneath.
I know. But they're just as amazing. That's what's so funny is because there's a number of times that I've done appearances, and thankfully I've been in the meetings and I look and I'm like, what character are you, you know? Because when they're in the suit, one, you can't tell if they're gender or anything like that, but even some of the way they carry themselves, you can't tell if it's a man or a woman, you know? And what you don't want as another mascot is if you're, you know, joking around, you know, to know that I just came over and smacked a woman in the head.
You got it.
But, you know, because we're always
Sure.
prop falling and hitting, and I don't want to do that.
No.
But the mascots really had their peak time, late 90s, early 2000s, and then now we're on a downswing. With COVID, teams are starting to limit the exposure of the characters because they want everybody to focus on the game. So.
And I was thinking, we have a lot of young guys watch our show. Is mascoting something they could aspire to be to make a living?
Yes. No, you can definitely make a living mascotting. The hard thing, though, is a lot of people want to be mascots, and it's either in you or it's not. I mean, I firmly believe that. I think you can teach yourself the athletic side of it.
I see that.
You know, but the ability to be spontaneous and the ability to be really extroverted
And feed off that crowd.
Right.
Know what to do. Yeah.
is something that you either have or you don't. It's hard. You can't really teach that.
Have you ever been hurt seriously?
I would think.
Yeah. I've had 10 surgeries and 27 torn ligaments, tendons, muscles, and been knocked out a couple times, and then 157 staple stitches.
So it's just like shooting goose in the wild.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see how you guys could be
Wow.
injured every now and then,
Holy smoke.
especially the jaw muscle right here. Or if Rob gets nuts and starts swinging around a sword, I can see something happen.
They don't usually let me have sharp implements. I learned about you on the way here again, and I'm told you were famous for a motorcycle.
I used to drive motorcycle all the time, yep.
Literally in costume.
Yep.
Can you tell us a little
I
about
should-
that?
Oh, no. So I was really fortunate back in the day. Burke Priest from Classic Motorcycles came and approached us and said, you know, we'd love to build a motorcycle for you. And that's when it really all started. So back in 95, I think it was.
95, okay.
And so we were driving, I was driving the motorcycle, and the thing that was amazing is that I was able to, because I drove a motorcycle out on the farm, but nothing like a Harley. And I know this sounds bad, but being that it wasn't my bike, I had the ability to just, you know, burn out, slide.
But you're in a big suit too.
Yeah, but I just knew that, okay, if I drop it, I'm not fixing it. So it gave me the ability to have the kind of the gonads to slide out, squeal, you know, do cookies, do seat stands, you know, it was fun. So, and then after that, Harley Davidson, Salt Lake City have provided me a motorcycle ever since.
Wow. Well, my favorite stunt you did was when you slid down the stairs on the metal sled.
On the sled, yep.
Did you ever get hurt on that?
Once. It was a long time ago, and I still have footage of it, but I remember I was sliding down the stairs, and it was just one of those quick thoughts of, I'm gonna try and surf. So I remember I was going, and I pushed off on the sled to try and surf like an idiot. And as soon as I pushed off the sled just buckled and stopped, and it threw me, and I went head over heels, and I hit the floor, and I remember just seeing a flash of light, kind of got knocked out for about 4 or 5 rows, and then I woke up and came to, and you just see me paddling like because in your head, as a mascot, when you get hurt, you never show it. It's just go, 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 go.
Oh.
But I had sliced my head open, and I remember I was just out there, and I walked in the back, and I was just dazed, you know. And then they take my head off, and I'm just blood and stuff. So it was fun.
So being the cool guy that you are and heart that you have, you become this award-winning mascot. Apparently, huge mascot.
Aren't you in the Hall of Fame?
Yes, sir.
What I thought.
You know, my friend Goose is in the Hall of Fame. Bowling, wasn't it? Bowling?
Softball.
Softball. Anyway,
trust him.
so you're this
Travis.
big-hearted guy. You're this famous mascot. What do you do outside of the arena? Do you take this fame and you share it with, let's say, go to schools and talk to kids about drugs or whatever? What do you do that, or you just go hook up with chicks? What do you do with your?
You know, it's funny they say that because I just watched my daughter walk by. That was my.
Sorry about that.
No, honestly, you know, it's actually kind of reverse. Is while I was the bear, I stayed super incognito. I didn't want anybody to know what I did.
And no one would know.
Right. I mean, my kids were super cool about never telling anybody, and we kept it really quiet. So any type of a school program and charity stuff, I did in costume. And then when I was done, I hung it up and I got to be me. And then when I was done, the hardest part for me was trying to figure out a way to still do charity work and be out in the community, since I didn't have that vehicle anymore. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Sure.
And I really, in my heart, thought that the only way I'm going to be able to do this is through that character. But I was really happy and pleasantly surprised to find out that it wasn't the character. You know, I can still do this. So I still continue to try and do as many charity events as I can, and I'm still working. I started a group called with Andy Chudd, Working for Charities, and we try to help all the charities in the community by bringing them together to network, and then bringing in businesses and donors and stuff like that so that they can meet. Because the one thing that I can say is that I was really fortunate is connections, and and
keep your hands off the seat.
Stop touching me!
Sorry.
I kill you!
Sorry. The one thing is with the entertainment and charities especially, it's all about the connections and people who know other people.
It's all about relationships.
It really is. And that
Teaching
is,
school, it's all about relationships.
I cannot emphasize enough relationships and how important they are. I didn't know who you were, but I love you. You were amazing. And now, Rob, I'm sorry, I touched your suit again, but I love you.
Yeah.
I get to meet you guys. I don't care if you guys are millionaires or whatever. I just want to get to know you guys and get to know your hearts. So there you have it.
And we love you as well.
Oh, God bless you.
We're going to go to our next break.
I want to hold your sword.
All right, go ahead.
Travis? Our next break, right?
Sounds good.
Okay. And go get something good. Like?
Pizza.
Wow. He's
Pizza
got a
and
one
ketchup.
track mind, doesn't he?
I don't know what we were talking
Pizza,
about.
baby.
Rob wants women. I want pizza.
I don't want women.
And I want a fat boy. We'll be back in a minute.
That works.
All right.
Yogi Bear is smarter than the average bear. Yogi Bear is always in the front.
Welcome back to the Goose and Rob show. And I'm still looking for, there he is.
All right, so I'm in costume.
Yes, sir.
Where do I go to get the job and the chicks?
The chicks, we'll talk about later. We'll
Yes,
figure
sir.
that one out for you. But for a mascot job, I remember I basically applied to all the NBA teams and got a tryout with Seattle, Sacramento, and Utah, and then came out for national tryouts. A lot of the professional teams technically do national tryouts, so
Wow.
it's not an easy thing to get into.
We've learned so much on this show.
You would have never thought. Huh.
Wait, Rob, where's Goose?
I was going to ask that same question. I don't see him.
I bet he's in the bathroom. No?
No, he's probably looking for ketchup.
Yeah, well, let's go find him.
Oh, he could be in the. Nope, not in there. Thank heavens. We're thankful that
I
he's
could have had his parking spot though. Well, listen, Travis, I got some bony legs on the horizon here. You know what I'm saying? Sir, do you recognize this costume?
I do recognize the costume. I'm more in love with the T-shirt with the cat, though. That does say a lot.
You found me. Wow. And I got a new respect for you and all the mascots.
Oh my heck, is this not hot?
It is warm in here.
It gets warm.
And I'm claustrophobic. Ooh.
Are you claustrophobic?
I am.
Yeah.
I got to hand it to you, man.
I know, I'm feeling all that right now myself.
You look pretty buff. That is what you need for the chick.
You can't touch this.
You gotta get a shirt, pants, wear that underneath it. You'll be
All
getting them all over.
right. Have you thanked our guest?
I haven't.
Ooh, we thank you for being here today.
Way good.
Oh, thanks for coming, man. I'm gonna bring it in. Here, come on. I love you, buddy. That's just, it's like, Goose, you're me.
And
I love that shirt. I'm stealing that off. Just
oh, you can't be stealing, yeah.
You would seriously wear that shirt?
no, sure.
I figured.
We're going to kind of tease you a little bit.
I wasn't going to, but okay.
This guy's so good, we're going to do another show with him.
Oh.
Yay! So you hang in there. Don't turn the channel. Don't give the remote to your wife.
Cut!
Wow.
There we go. Let's do that again.
That was good.
Ready? Here we go.
Take two.
Closing scene. Take 2 minus the air compressor. There
Hey,
we go.
it's a great day out there, isn't it, Trav?
It is.
Like always, great day. And you know how we close our show.
I haven't a clue.
Do you? Well,
I'm learning a lot about you guys. As much as you're thinking about, you're learning from me. I'm learning how this goes. This
Right
is
over
awesome.
there.
this is where we tell our viewers how much we love them.
Yep.
So
And we actually mean it.
just follow me.
Yes, sir.
Remember, we love you.
We love you.
You get,
Bring the hand back in.
Yes, sir.
and that again?
We truly do.
Oh my! This is Carol Burnett stuff.
Oh, is it?
Do you remember Carol? Who remembers Carol? Do you remember? There you go.
Yeah.
Remember? Oh,
Yeah.
this is Carol Burnett, right?
So
right?
are you saying
So, guys?
you plagiarized?
Okay.
I'm just saying. Tim Conway is going
Wait,
to
so-
spank you down, bud.
Let's do it again.
All right. Remember, we love you.
Sell it.
We truly do.
Sell it.
And we'll
Sell it.
catch you on part 2 with John Absey
And Goose and Rob.
and Goose and Robabai.
Eye candy.
Big Bad John.